y'all. Whew. So bear with me. I was running up until the last motherfucking minute. So I am still pulling up my notes from my show today. So y'all remember, I'll get out to that whole welcome shit in a second, but y'all remember how this was supposed to be my week off? I was supposed to take this week, maybe next week off. Yeah, well, shit happened. So I'm here tonight. I got a special for y'all tonight. All right. So let me get started. Welcome to Jackie Yaps a Lot, y'all. Welcome back. I hope I got some new viewers. You know I'm always hoping for some new viewers. So, quick reminder, of course, if you voted for Trump, you're an absolute racist piece of fucking shit and you support child rape. So how you fucking wake up in the morning and feel like a good person, I don't fucking know, because you suck. All right? You suck. All right. So, disclaimer, right? So as you know, Jackie Yaps a Lot. I'm here every Saturday. It's at 3 p.m. EST, right? Like I said, I run this show, and then what I'll do is I'll take a week, maybe two off, and then I'll come back with a refreshed season, right? And as you saw with season 2, I've been bringing on my boy Marcus. We've been having the Top Tier Mind segment. We had 2 segments with my boy Byron. So season 2, as you can see, has been elevated. Season 3 is going to be even more elevated because, today I have a video for my boy Marcus. I'm going to be showing it on the screen and all that shit. But I'm going to be upgraded in season 3, and these videos are going to be able to play, the way they fucking should. Some fucking quality. Feel me? So yeah, I'm here. If I'm never gonna be here, I would tell you the show before. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, hey, next week, don't tune in. Ain't gonna be no show. All right. So other than that, it's every Saturday at 3 p.m. EST here live on Kulture Flix. All right. So tune the fuck in. So there's a lot of cussing on this show. If that bothers you, you might wanna, You might want to keep going. Don't be sitting here watching the show and then hearing me cuss, hearing the topics I talk about, and then go fucking complain about the show. That's stupid. I'm telling you right up front that I cuss a lot. Okay, I am here to make you uncomfortable. I'm here particularly to make white people uncomfortable. Today I'm here to make one white person in particular uncomfortable. Well, one and some trolls too. More to come. All right. So I'm here to demolish the concept of white victimhood. I'm here to demolish white comfort. I'm here to bring you the news that they hide from you. I'm here to bring you the black history that they don't want to teach you about. I'm here for it all right? I'm here for it fucking all these other podcasts out there, shit, they can't touch this one. The problem is I'm suppressed. You understand? I'm fucking suppressed everywhere. Why? Because my black ass is a threat to white supremacy. That's why. That's the fucking reason. Because I'm telling you shit that they're trying to hide from you. You know what I'm saying? All right, I gotta keep going because this is gonna be, I got a lot to fucking talk about tonight. I said that every time, don't I? But I really do. Okay. So, wrap it up with my opening here. So tonight's show, or I always say tonight, y'all. I like saying tonight. I feel like I'm on a late night talk show. Today's show will be on YouTube tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. EST. I need you to go over there. I need you to be on YouTube. I need you to be subscribed. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to fucking share. Jackie Yaps a Lot, we're getting there, but we ain't there yet. I mean, it's actually, I'm not satisfied. I'm not even a little bit satisfied. I need more subscribers. Let people know about this show, okay? The show's only going to be getting doper. You understand? It's only going to be getting doper. All right. So, I got gum in my mouth. I meant to take it out before the show, and I didn't. But I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to leave it in because I'm going to angry chew. I'm going to angry chew during this show. All right. So, y'all, like I said, I'm here tonight with a special show. And those of you who have been following me on Threads, who have been part of my Substack community, my Threads community, my Instagram community, you are very well aware of an individual by the name of Patrick S Tomlinson. And you are aware of that individual because I exposed him last May. Okay? So he's acting up. And so I'm back to do a dedicated show to Mr. Patrick S. Tomlinson. So I'm coming to this show tonight not only as an activist, but as a survivor to this man's racial terrorism, his cyber stalking. Okay, we'll get into it. I'll try to stay on topic. And so that's the perspective I'm bringing you. And the reason why that's important is because this is something that I lived through. And I know that in the audience, there are going to be people who see the show, they're seeing it, watching it now, or they're going to come across it on YouTube, and they have going to have crossed paths with this asshole, okay? And I want you to come to me. And let me take it from there. But no, seriously, I want to be the voice. I want to be your voice. The only way that we're going to be able to stop this individual is with numbers, right? And to use our voice. And we're going to get more into that as well. But this time around, I'm coming back, and I'm coming back with my boy. And he's going to help me expose this fool along with a platform, a white supremacist platform by the name of Kiwi Farms that these fools like to congregate on. We're going to talk about both of those. And like I said, my boy, Marcus, who's been on the show for the last, I don't even know, like a month. I have a special video that I'm going to show you. He couldn't be here with us tonight. I did it again tonight. He couldn't be with us here today because he was working. But yeah, I have a video from him. So, okay. So let me get to it. All right. So what I'm going to do is, you know me, I always got my little scene. So we're going to go ahead and I am going to switch over my scene. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So I'm going to start this with a disclaimer. The opinions expressed herein are my own and are based on my observations and analysis following Patrick Tomlinson's exposure on May 6, 2025. These views are formed from his documented prior behaviors and the victim impact statements I have received since then. This information is intended for discussion purposes only and should not be construed as legal advice or a definitive conclusion. I do not assume any liability for actions taken by others based on the information that I am going to share with you today. Okay? Everything that I am sharing with you today, I have receipts. The thing is black women always come with receipts. I can back up everything that I am going to say. All right? All right, so let's get into it. All right, so he's up there. Patrick S. motherfucking Tomlinson. So this motherfucker is a sci-fi author. I would say that he had, I don't even know. I'm not into sci-fi, but from what I could gather is he maybe had like one popular book. Maybe he had like 4 seconds of fame, and then he lost that 4 seconds of fame. And so now he is a failed sci-fi author, and I want you to remember that because that plays a lot into tonight's story. All right, so how the fuck did this motherfucker come into my purview? How did he land in my lap, y'all? Well, there was a sister on Blue Sky who encountered Patrick. He used a website contact form, we're going to get more into that too, to send her a horrendous message telling her that she was less than a person because she was a nigger, and made some other pretty horrendous, like I said, statements. This is all on my website, so you can go on my website and you can see all of this. She tagged me in because, what did I say? I said I'm here as an activist, right? I'm also here as a survivor. And one thing that I do is I expose racists. Right? That's literally what I do. It's part of my academy, right? Jackie's Academy. Yeah, it's part of my academy, right? So, okay, she sent me all of her information. I sat down, went through it. did my thing and exposed this motherfucker. I mean, the research I did to initially expose him actually wasn't even like, it was obviously enough for me to land on the conclusion that this guy was a fucking scumbag, but I didn't even realize what I was getting myself into until after I exposed him, right? So that's when I uncovered his little fucking, what is it? I don't even know what it is. It's his little fucking tactic, his little fucking scam, right? So I'm just looking at my notes because there's a lot with this motherfucker. I might have to make this into 2 segments. I might have to come back next week and finish his shit. My 2 weeks off, motherfucker. That's all right. So there's a lot of information out here about this dude. Okay, if you go to YouTube and you search his name, not only will you have videos from yours truly, but there's also a Cryptic Web Chronicles. They did one. I'm actually in one of their videos, but they do a series on him as well, and it really goes into it. You just understand that it's wild. Understand that you're gonna go down a fucking rabbit hole. Understand that you're gonna be like, what the fuck am I watching? Right? It's gonna be like you're watching ID, right? Because again, at the end of the day, it's a white fucking man, so it shouldn't fucking like wow you too much, right? But yeah, it's intense. It is wild. It is wild. So after you're done watching this, I encourage you to go watch that series as well. I have a personal YouTube, which it's not personal, but it's more associated with Jackie's Academy, and I think it's just Jackie's Academy. And that's where all my Patrick videos that I made last year are. And you can also watch those to catch up. But essentially, so yeah, so I just said the name. I was trying not to name names. That's okay, because her name, she's on the I want him to be the focus, but she's on the website. But yeah, so she reached out to me, brought him to my attention. I exposed him. He tried to reach out to me back on Threads, and he tried to pull this whole thing about how it wasn't me, it's not me. There's this Nazi cult that is impersonating me, and he started to spin this story, and I'm sitting here reading the story. Now, mind you, this is before I knew anything about him, before I dug into him, and I'm sitting there, and all I could think about is, this black woman came to me and she was harmed by this white man. And he's over here telling me that, it was done in his name. It's not him. But not once did he express any empathy for this black woman. Not once did he even bring her up until I called out the fact that he's very defensive and concerned about himself, and then he tried to pivot as, oh no, it was that. To me was my first, like, you know what, I think this motherfucker has to be a little bit narcissistic. That was the first thing. That was like the first clue to me, because again, he was more concerned with spinning this tale and more concerned with trying to get me to believe that he's the victim, that he completely dismissed this black woman who was an author, who on her website, where she is selling her her books and doing her thing, has to wake up to comments calling her a nigger. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the fuck? So all right, so yes, like what's up? So like, how do you not say like, holy shit, that's not me. I cannot believe that happened. Well, who is she? What's her name? I'm so sorry. How can I help rectify this? Something, some type of like genuine sincerity of caring, and there was nothing there. So I didn't buy his shit, and I just blocked him. And I just was like, fuck it. Left my stuff up there, started doing my thing, and y'all, it was within hours of me posting where all of a sudden, through my website, on my website contact forms, I started getting inundated. And when I say inundated, I mean inundated with all these different hate messages calling me a nigger, telling me that I'm a dumb nigger. There were threats of rape. There were threats of being killed. And again, I have all of these. I'll see if I can quickly pull some up. They are on my website. But these came in through the website contact forms. Now, understand that the website contact forms are anonymous, right? You can go on there, you can put any name you want, you can put any phone number you want, and any email address you want. And this is all important, okay? We're going to come back to why this, I'm going to tie all of this together. But I started getting these nasty, and I'm going to see if I can read some to you. I should have said trigger warning before I started this motherfucking episode because it's pretty bad. All right, so this one is from an Eric Hildman. I'm Pat's friend, and I'm also a sci-fi author. Pat does have a lot of issues, but he's gone through a lot. He's helped me become a best-selling author despite my history with children and insulting Muslims. You should work this out with him privately. That's not one of the bad ones, but that one was interesting. Oh, this one. Drop this silly monkey business right now. We are on your side, you stupid jigaboo. Patrick is fighting MAGA and exterminating the trolls, and you're out here shitting all over years of profile building. BT treatment inbound. We'll talk more about BT and what that means. Let's see. You are a nigger. Patrick S Tomlinson is Jewish. Stop being anti-Jewish. This one, you look light-skinned for a nigger. What are you? An octoroon? I don't even. These people. I know what. I know what you are. A waste of oxygen. Stop harassing my favorite author, and you dumb cunt, and don't even try to cancel me. I'm connected. This one says Patrick S. Tomlinson is a good friend of mine. Fuck off, nigger. This one actually gave me what my real name was and what my name was and what my address was. And it was all under Patrick's name. And yeah, so he was letting me know he knew who I was. I'm right here. Hello, Jackie. This is Patrick S. Tomlinson. I hacked your email. I will leak your location to Kiwi Farms niggers. Okay? So, and there's more, and I'm not going to keep going, but yeah, you can see though, what that shows you is that right, exposed this individual for racism, right? That's exactly what my post was. It was exposing the racists. You can see the post. I do this all the time, exposing the hate, exposing racists, and I make a document and I share it. And that's what I did. Okay, it was against him, right? Exposing him, right? And what did I get? I got inundated, and this was just a small portion. I got emails, I got threatened, like I said, people threatened to rape me, to murder me. It was all because I exposed him, and people threatening me, telling me to cut the shit. Okay, so remember that, okay? Because again, this is all gonna tie back. All right, so I exposed him. I got all that hate. I got all those threats. I was indeed doxxed on Kiwi Farms. Soon after that threat came in, my picture was up there. My husband's picture was up there. They had our address up there. Now, if you don't know what Kiwi Farms is a white supremacy website. It's housed with some of the most, I don't even know, like, I feel like these are the Nazis that Hitler would have been ashamed of because they're that fucking dumb and stupid. And again, I'm not saying any Nazi's a good Nazi, but these Nazis are just, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to claim them. But anyways, they're up here on this website and they think that they're dangerous. They think that they're tough. But what I will say is what they do is they use that information to harass and try to incite violence. Now, do I think that these particular individuals that are currently targeting me are violent? I mean, I think that they are. But at the end of the day, when you add me as a prominent black activist and you take my information and you put it on a website known to house these vile individuals, you are trying to cause me harm, right? You are trying to cause me harm. And the fact that I was threatened with that, right? And then it happened, yeah. Okay. So I got doxxed on Kiwi Farms. Again, awful things to me. I mean, y'all, they even this particular yeah, we're definitely gonna have to make this 2 shows. This particular so this is part 1 of the Patty Melt series. So I think I'm funny. Hold on, let me take a sip. And of course, I lose my fucking train of thought every motherfucking time. All right, so, what was I saying? Y'all, I can't even, like, rewind this shit. I forget what I was saying. So, look at my notes. We're talking about the Kiwi Farms, the threat. Okay, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So then they did something that really pissed me off, and they threatened my children. And one of the person who threatened my children was break the cuffs, and we're gonna talk about that fucker. We're gonna talk about that the next episode. We'll talk about that's what we'll do. We'll do a deep dive into these assholes next week, okay? But they threatened my kids. So essentially, long story short, before I really, I've always been an activist, right? But before I've had a journey. So long story short, I've had a journey like this with my activism. This is not the first, rodeo. This is not my first round of death threats and all of that nonsense. But long story short, I was sure I scrubbed everything. And unfortunately, Facebook is a tricky motherfucker. And my average curly girl account, although deactivated, although I thought it wasn't there, and some other long story short, they were able to access old pictures, and they, for some reason, think that this is genius. They think that I don't know, that they've unlocked something, but in actuality, I mean, like I said, like they illegally access, and the reason why I say illegally is because they're taking these pictures of minors, right, and they're putting them on a website. So okay, so maybe they didn't illegally access it, but they're taking pictures of minors and putting it on a website, right, and they're they're threatening, right, and again, let me backtrack, because when I'm thinking about it, it was that they had the pictures. So that they said that they had the pictures of my children, and they made that threat. I don't believe that they actually posted the pictures themselves. I want to make sure that I'm saying true here. I'm not going to embellish anything. The reason why my mind is foggy is because, again, this went on for months, and there was a lot. And when I say a lot, I was getting text messages, I was getting phone calls, I was getting emails, I was getting harassed on Blue Sky. Like, it was a lot. And just like anything, how do I say this, is you filter a lot of it out, because a lot of the shit that they're saying is just, you're like, oh, fuck off, whatever. But there's just so much of it, you feel me? So, but anyways, yeah, so long story short, they fucking threatened my kids, right? Because they said they had pictures of them and everything. So I didn't take any of this lightly. I contacted the Wisconsin FBI. Me and the original survivor who reached out to me, she was working with the Wisconsin FBI. So I gave all of my information to her. She gave it to them. I contacted the Milwaukee Police Department, Officer Klein. I even contacted the Milwaukee detective that is investigating the murder, that BT initial. The BT, that is a black man, Bernell Turmel, who was murdered in Wisconsin. And I kept getting threatened with those initials, okay? We'll talk about him on a different episode, right? We'll talk more about that brother on a different episode. But even the person that's working that investigation, I even went and I sent them information, okay? I worked with the Attorney General in Massachusetts, Attorney General's office in Massachusetts. And yeah, I mean, I spoke with the FBI, I did everything. I actually spoke with an FBI agent as well. And so I filed police reports with my police department. I did everything, right? Because again, this person what he's doing is illegal. It's cyber-stalking. And not only is it cyber-stalking, but what he does is and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but what he does is he uses the cyber-stalking to draw attention to himself, right? The guy's a fucking turd, but his tactics at surface level could be perceived as smart, right? Because if you look at the website contact form, you can make that's anonymous. So you can fall back on the fact of, oh, why would I put my own information? I didn't put you can't prove it. And again, I mean, you can prove it. I cannot prove without a doubt that he was the one behind all of those website contact forms. I keep saying farms, y'all. Forms. But I can tell you that there's other things that were said to me that prove that it was him, right? Which is why I sit here and I'm saying it's him, right? He's behind this. But he uses these so that way, how else are you going to draw attention? How else is he going to get the attention if his name is not being used? So he has to use his own name. And as soon as he uses his own name, what do? You immediately go to social media to try to see who is this fuck sending me these messages, right? And then you reach out to him. And then you say, "What are you doing? I just saw this." And then he starts his game. "Oh, I'm a victim of a Nazi cult or a cyber stalking cult, and they're after me, and this is what they do." And ba 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 ba. And in actuality, it's him. But now you're giving him attention. But he's an author. He's an author. So he uses that, right, to continue with visibility, to get that visibility in an effort to stay relevant. Because, like I said, his 4 seconds of fame are over. He's a failed sci-fi author as far as I am concerned. You understand? And so, but this is how he keeps the attention on himself. And again, what better way to draw the attention to him than to use an anonymous form with his information, then of course say, "Hey, why would I do that?" And again, if you're just sitting there and you might, especially if you're white, because white people, you might be like, "Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, why would he use his real name? Why would he want anyone to know that it's him?" Okay, fine, but you gotta stop and you gotta look and you gotta think further. Okay, you just gotta look at it. So long story short, I said all of this because, like, honestly, that's RICO. That is a federal. That's a federal law, right? You cannot orchestrate a criminal activity in order to further your career, in order for you to gain fame and notoriety. I'm guaranteeing you that he sold books because of this, because that's how people found out who he was. And we're going to continue on with this portion in a moment. But with that being said, all of that information went to the Popo, all the different slave patrol routes. And so I did the right thing. I did what I should do. I stepped back. I mean, I came out strong. I mean, at this point when you Google his name and my videos come up, I came out strong. I made sure to make it visible. I made sure to leave it. It's still on my website. I made sure that, he was still there, but I let it fade, into the background, quote unquote, of my platform, right? To let the authorities do the right thing, to give them their time, right? Give them their time, right? To actually, well, guess what? They didn't fucking do nothing. I gave them ample time. I gave them ample motherfucking time. And those motherfuckers I've not heard a fucking word. And I don't want to hear that bullshit. Well, you don't want to know what they don't want to. Oh, shut up. I haven't heard a word because they ain't doing shit. Why? Because because Patrick S Tomlinson is a white fucking man. He's a white man and he sold some books. So now he has some type of quote unquote, we're going to call it white mediocre prestige. Now he's somebody. So now we're just going to ignore this shit. I mean, think about it. He picked the black community for a reason. Because why? Because ain't nobody believe us. We'll target black women because nobody believes black women. People talk about protecting black women, but then when push comes to shove, ain't nobody protecting black women. You understand? So he picked the perfect community to target because we're the least believed community. Even with this whack ass motherfucking story that I just have torn apart, I'm gonna finish tearing up in a motherfucking second. Even with his whack ass motherfucking story, people are more willing to believe him than they are a black woman, with over 68 pages of documentation and expose that I created from my website that show that this man is behind my cyber stalking and behind this little cult ring, whatever you want to fucking call it. You understand? And that he's been doing this for over a fucking decade. He's been making money off of the pain of black women. Like, what the fuck, y'all? So I backed off. And then what happened? Well, during the time that this motherfucker was at its peak, I got a long message. And that message was an email and it was fucking grotesque. And I don't even know. I think because I posted it recently side by side, so I don't know if I deleted it off my phone. But long story short, it's a horrible email. It's about all these different ways that you can kill a nigger. Behead a nigger, put a nigger in a wood chopper, all this stuff. I'm not going to continue on, right? So I got that email. And I got that email in May. Then last May. So my boy, Marcus, y'all know Marcus, he sent me an email from it's a young Republican chat in Florida. And he was saying it, and he was sending it to me because he was aware of the Patty Melt. Yeah, we call him Patty Melt, and I'll tell you why. But he was aware of the Patrick situation because he was in it with me. But again, there was a lot of shit. There was a lot of stuff sent to me. So he was sending this to me because he was simply saying, hey, like, we should cover this on a show. We need to talk about this. And when I saw that verbiage, that triggering ass email popped into my head, and I was like, holy shit, this is the same motherfucking email that was sent to me. So where's the connection? And my boy Marcus is going to connect this beautifully for us at the end, but I'm going to do a little bit of connecting. But I'm like, holy shit. So I connected it in my head as, okay, so somebody in this circle jerk sent me, it's on this chat or sent me this chat. Like, I'm over here thinking like, okay, like, whoever sent me that email, like, are they one of these people on this young Republican chat? So what I did, and what I always do, I didn't build community, not to fucking talk to my community, to lean on my community. I threaded it out. And I threaded it out there in Substack, and I put the two things side by side. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is really triggering. Like, this is out there. This is what I got. Holy shit, trying to process it. What are my next steps? What do I do? And then, boom, I get a DM on Threads from a black woman who's saying, hey, I'm checking in on you. Wanted to make you sure you were okay because that Patrick motherfucker, guess what? He's been harassing me. So here's the deal, Patrick. Because I know you watching. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Patty Mel. Hi, Kiwi. Hi, Kiwi. Hi. So here's the deal. You fuck with the black community. You fuck with me. You fuck with black women. You fuck with me. I told you last year to walk away. I told you last year to issue an apology. I told you last year to own your shit and to leave us alone. And you don't want to listen, you motherfucker. You don't want to listen. So I'm going to make you listen. Okay, sweetheart? I'm going to make you listen. Okay? That's why I'm back, y'all. I am back because this motherfucker is still tormenting our community. I don't give a shit if he's been quiet. If I didn't get nothing from him since maybe August was the last correspondence I really got from him and his fucking trolls. You understand? I don't give a shit because a sister reached out to me. Okay, and this motherfucker doxed her. She took off where she was from, and this motherfucker released that information. Okay, this motherfucker is a predator. Okay, same tired website contact form, same tired fucking story. Nah, not on my fucking watch. So I'm going to make sure, Patrick, that you're visible. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows your name and everybody knows your face and everybody knows exactly what the fuck you are doing. The police don't want to stop you, so I'll stop you. Okay, you don't, consequences don't have to come into the form of being put behind bars, my friend. And you about to fucking find out the hard way. You understand? You about to find out the fucking hard way. You understand? So here's the deal, y'all. This motherfucker, this motherfucker, this victim, we call him Patty Melt because of his little victim story. I was swatted 47 times. I made fun of Norm Macdonald, and oh my god, I made fun of Norm Macdonald, and then like now everybody's against me, and this. And I'm not fucking kidding, bitch. That's this bitch's first story I saw. If you go read the article Okay? If you go read the motherfucking article where he claimed to be swatted 47 times, the reason is because he made a joke about Norm Macdonald. Now, Norm Macdonald, okay, I don't follow, if you know me, I don't follow celebrities inside and out. I think the motherfucker was funny. But I don't know if there's anybody out there in the world ready to kill, ready to fucking put people's lives in danger and threaten and go put on an orange fucking jumpsuit over Norm Macdonald. I don't think that's happening. But that was his initial claim in this little story. Now, mind you, this motherfucker got a media tour. And you want to know why? Because he's a white fucking male. Why am I saying that? Because no one corroborated his fucking story. Not one journalist, and I think we know that there are no really journalists in this fucking country, but not one journalist actually corroborated this motherfucker's story. Now, am I saying that he was never swatted? No. There is proof that he was swatted a couple of times. And is swatting okay? No, da-da-dee, da-da-da. But let's be fucking real. There is no evidence that this motherfucker was swatted 47 times. In fact, there is evidence that he was behind some of his own swattings. But what he does is, I'm the most swatted man in America, and this criminal cyber-stalking people are out to get me, blah, blah, blah. Please, over Norm Macdonald? And then what happened? You call him out on that story. You show how stupid that story is. You ask about it, then boom. Now it's a Nazi cult. Right? And the dumb motherfucker decided to try to play the Nazi cult one with me. I'm a black activist, bitch. You serious? So this big Nazi cult is going after you, white boy, for what? What did you do for the BLM movement? Tell me. What did you do that put a red fucking X on your back? They're coming for you and not for me. Please tell me. I would love to fucking know, because you want to know something funny? I wasn't up on Kiwi Farms until you, Patrick. I wasn't known up there until you, Patrick. So help me to understand. Help me to understand. This big Nazi cult group coming after you, white boy, for what? For what, Fluff? For what? Shit, then, now, because I was looking at his blue sky, now it's just a crazy cult. It's a crazy cyber-stalking cult. So what is it, Patrick? Are these people after you because you made a joke about Norm Macdonald? Or are they after you because they're a Nazi cult and you're just so pro-black? Or is it just a crazy cyber cult that just has their eyes on you just cuz? Just cuz. Now, this is the thing. I said he got the tour because he's white, because you're telling me that story don't sound fucking stupid? You're telling me that I took what? I took a day back a year ago to pull apart this story? To find all the holes? The fact that first of all, the number of times he's been swatted has changed. He hosts an Airbnb on top of that. So he's been swatted. He's a super host on Airbnb. There's no disclaimer. How the fuck are you going to be comfortable enough being a super host on Airbnb, hosting your motherfucking apartment that apparently is always about to be swatted? And let's also talk about the fact that he also don't know what swatting is. Because one instance of swatting that he tries to use an example of is that the police came and then they left a note, like a check on the door, like saying, we were here checking on you. That bitch, that's not swatting. That's not swatting. That's like I don't know what that shit called, like a wellness check or something. You understand? The number changed, the reasons changed. I left his wife out of this the first time around, but that bitch is getting looped in because, please, that bitch has BLM. Bitch, fuck that. That bitch is getting looped in. I'm going to add her to the next motherfucking show. But that bitch up there, I saw her being interviewed too. Him and her being interviewed. They're both fucking narcissistic sociopaths feeding off of each other. She's sitting there saying that she's been threatened to be raped on all of these sites. They gave out her address. Oh, you're so concerned that you have an Airbnb? So you don't care if other women possibly get raped. They come in to rape you and they rape these other women. That's not a problem of yours, right, bitch? Shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody after your motherfucking ass. This is a ploy to get you and to get them all this media attention to draw to this person's feeling fucking career. Not only that, so he can stay fucking relevant, because the other part about this guy that I uncovered when I was doing my research is he is sick. He's got like these sick kicks and kinks off of being made fun of and humiliated. It's fucking weird. Now here's the deal. When you go to talk to this guy and you say, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And he starts spinning his tales of woe and how how it's not me. What you do then is you start looking at his profiles. You start looking at X and Blue Sky and Threads, and you start looking at it and you're like, oh my god, he presents himself as so liberal. He's anti-Trump, bitch. Yeah, okay, so he's anti-Trump. Okay, know who else is anti-Trump? Marjorie Taylor Greene is anti-Trump. You can be anti-Trump and you can still be a bad person. You can be anti-Trump and you can still be racist. You understand? I mean, we see that every fucking day. All these white liberals running around acting like they're for, oh yeah, we're for you, we're for you. They ain't for us. They ain't for the black people. They ain't for the black community. Okay, they're just as anti-black as they come. So yes, Patrick is anti-Trump. Okay, he's also anti-black, y'all, and that brings me right back to Burnell, the black man who was murdered in Milwaukee was a Trump supporter. Okay, he was a Trump supporter. Okay, and working in the same area that this motherfucker resides. Okay, and he ended up dead. This motherfucker Patrick, he has pictures of himself with guns. He talks about guns. He also has a very colorful background. Go Google him. He's been arrested. He's been arrested for threatening to kill his ex-wife, not his current wife, Nikki, I believe her name is, his ex-wife. Okay, kill her and her unborn child. Okay, he's no contact with his child. Do you understand? He's a violent fuck. He's a white man, y'all. I mean, that's what they do, right? Rape, kill, beat. That's it. He fits the fucking MO. He's a violent fuck. So think about it. He's violent. He hates black people. You know he hates black people from the shit that he says in those website contact forms. You understand? All the shit that he does, right? And again, you can go on my website. You can even look through all of my shit. You know he hates black people, right? And then all of a sudden, a black Trump supporter ends up dead, gunned down. Now, I can't say it's him. I have no idea if it is him. I'm not telling you it's definitely him, but I think it's worth fucking looking into. I mean, I think it's worth looking fucking into. You understand? And so that brings me to Kiwi Farms. So how does Kiwi Farms play on this? So once he doxed me there, see how this works, and this again is my opinion based off what I've been seeing. There's a whole thread, and I'm on that thread, and there's people on that thread, and like I said, they're lowlives, okay? They're fucking basement dwellers sitting there. These are all the people where, they should have ended up in the fucking sock. You know what I mean? The load in the sock. But they're on there. And now you have the people that are on there that they're already racist, so they're coming for me. All these people, she's there, she's a nigger, she's there, she's a nigger, no, she's white, no, she's a nigger. You can't make this shit up. But so they're coming at me. But then they also, you'll notice some people too, they're also making fun of Patrick. Well, Patrick's an easy person to fucking make fun of. So here's the thing, they don't like him. Some of the people on that thread don't like him. So they make fun of him as they're making fun of me. Great. But then what he has is he's got plants up in there. He has plants up in there. And what they try to do, they try to spread misinformation. They try to make me, I'm gonna follow up on this. They try to send me over here, when I should be looking over there. They don't already know that I'm already fucking 5 steps ahead of them, right? But what they do, and I think that A Stone motherfucker and that Break the Cuffs, I think those two are connected with Patrick. Okay? I think those two are connected with Patrick. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them was Patrick. But it was Break the Cuffs, I believe. I'll look back, but I'm pretty sure it was Break the Cuffs who doxed me. It was A Stone who did a lot of the threats of raping, and Break the Cuffs was the one who mentioned my children. Okay? So, and I'm gonna come back next week, and I'll show you the pictures of the profiles, and we'll go back into it in more depth. But yeah, so I'm just looking over my notes, make sure I get. Oh yeah, yeah, I just lost my train of thought again. Oh. But yeah, so This is all wild, right? So, okay. So they hate him and they make fun of him. But like I said, then he's got those plants in there that I believe, are really working with him. Now, I don't know all the connections, I am working on it. And when I say that is, I never show, and like I said, I know that they're trying to watch the show. I know that if they don't watch it live, they're going to try to watch it on YouTube. I mean, these motherfuckers are literally on Kiwi Farms. Like, they're literally on my threads, taking pictures of my threads, bringing it with the Kiwi Farms, and then, like, saying shit. And it's funny because I honestly wouldn't even be talking about Kiwi Farms if all they were doing was making fun of my forehead. If all they were doing was lightening my skin and saying, "Oh, she's really white." I could care less about that stuff. Like, I'm sorry, I'm 39. I look good, huh? I'm 39. I'm not 12 anymore. That shit don't bother me. But it's the threats of rape, it's the threats of violence, and at the end of the day, it's hate speech. And America is one of the only countries that still protects hate speech under the First Amendment. And America can protect it, but I'm not. I'm not okay with it. And sites like Kiwi Farm should not exist because it has a sole purpose of spreading racial terror. And they also target the LGBTQ plus community. And Kiwi Farms has been linked to at least 3 suicides from their cyberbullying, from their cyber stalking tactics. And that harm is still being felt by those victims' families. And there are people that they will target through Kiwi Farms that aren't as strong, that don't have the support, and that could harm themselves. And that's why I'm here. You understand? And that's why I'm talking about Kiwi Farms, because Kiwi Farms wants to protect these Nazis, and that's all they are. They're cowardly Nazis. These are the bitches that would walk by you on the street and not say a fucking word. Okay? And I remember reading through one of the threads, and they saw my thread where I said that these people would never say it to your face. And like, why? Because you're black and because you're violent and you'll like beat us up if we say something. It's like, nah. So clearly you don't watch Instagram. You're not on Instagram. You haven't seen the segment where leave black people the fuck alone, right? So here's the deal. If you came up to me or a black man, we all know that they wouldn't have the balls to do it to a black man, right? But let's just say you come to me or a black man and you say, "I'm going to rape you, you dirty nigger." You're going to get your ass kicked. Yes, absolutely. That's what's going to happen. You understand? And if you want, instead of getting beat by a black man, I'll have get beat by a white man because my husband will kick your ass. Okay? You understand? So yeah, it will turn violent. And you know that. Because we're not going to tolerate that level of disrespect. And so, if this is what I got to do, instead, that's what I'm going to do. Because, honestly, this is all I can do, right? Because y'all are bitch-ass cowards. Y'all are bitch-ass cowards. You don't have... I'm out there with my real face, my real name, all this stuff, right? You guys got nothing. You have no name out there, no picture, but you sitting there acting tough. You so tough. You ain't nothing but bitch-ass cowards. You are so bitch-ass cowards that you motherfuckers probably couldn't even make it into ICE. They wouldn't even accept you. You guys are like the basement dwellers. The basement dwellers. Ain't nobody want you. They don't want you on their team on ICE. They don't want you over there either. They don't want you nowhere. The fucking Nazi rejects. That's what we're gonna call you. The Nazi rejects. But y'all, in all seriousness, that's where Kiwi Farms pulls into this, right? So, again, mind you, Kiwi Farms was only put on my radar because of Patrick. He told me about Kiwi Farms, and then he doxed me on Kiwi Farms, and then his own crew on Kiwi Farms started talking about it and about how Patrick fucked up. And I have all of this evidence. It's actually on Threads. If you go to my Threads account, the profile, my pinned post is of Patrick, and if you go within this the comments, the screenshots are there that show this. Okay, because again, these people are stupid. They're very stupid people, right? So I mean, they like Trump. They gotta be stupid, right? Now again, I know Patrick doesn't like Trump, but these people, some of them, but anyways, anyways, so there's a chat where they're literally talking about closing it down. They have to go to a private group chat, all of this stuff because he leaked the Kiwi Farms to me. As soon as you told me that, then of course I started looking, I started finding it out, and so forth and so forth, and here we are. Now again, Kiwi Farms, you could take action against them too, and we're gonna talk about action in a second. But I'm gonna go back through this. So I said a lot tonight about this man. And I think there's some key takeaways that you need to go with. Hold on. All right, so Patrick S. Tomlinson's a racist fucking bitch. Okay, I encourage you to report him on the social medias that you see up. And like I said, I will go ahead and give you some more. But I lost my train of thought again because I just, something popped into my head that I wanted to tell you all. So I had jotted that in the back. But okay, so here's the deal. Patrick S. Tomlinson, okay, is a racist bitch. And he has been targeting the black community, specifically black women, for over a decade, terrorizing us. Okay, again, threatening to kill, rape, all of this stuff, calling us niggers. I mean, you should see. And again, I will hold it up really quick. The text messages that I got. And again, that's the other reason why I know it's him, because there was one point where I was threading and he was reading the threads, and then he was getting so triggered that he started answering it, right? But this is what he says here, and again, I'll show you so you see what I'm reading. I don't know, it's hard. Oh, see? You can see the number. See? Okay, that's just some of it, right? And so I'll burn in hell, and nigger, go ahead, tell them the full number. So this is when this message was happening, I was also sharing it on threads, and they were reading the thread. He was reading the thread. If you think I'm scared of your nigger Karens, you're smoking nigger crack. Your ancestors are white, stupid whores. You eat watermelon, you cringe, Lord nigger. Take note that Jackie is responding on threads to my messages, making her a willing participant in this conversation. And I was talking about Patrick. And then this is what he texts. So he quotes my thread that says, and they are still texting. I won't continue to share because there is only so much that I'm willing to force you all to see and endure. The funny part is that these messages go directly to the Attorney General's office and the FBI. Thanks for the evidence, okay? Now this was about Patrick. So then the text I get after that is, take note that Jackie is responding on threads to my messages, making her a willing participant in this conversation. Tell me again. Tell me a fucking again that it's not him. Tell me again that it's not him. Tell me again. Tell me again. This goes really in depth. The woman who actually brought him to my attention, she wrote three different articles on him that really really broke down Kiwi Farms, and I think ONA Forums, if I said that right, as well. I don't know if that's the right word. So don't quote me on the last one. All of this information, again, it's on my website, www.jackiesacademy.com. You go to Caucasity Corner, Exposing the Hate, and you're going to have to scroll down to Patrick's section. It's a long section. It dives into the story. You'll see the evidence of some of the stuff that I presented today. And you'll also see some of the screenshots that I referenced today. And you can see the person I was speaking about. Her name is LaShonda. Her information is on there as well. And the expose will be actually updated next week, so I can add in, how I became involved again, as well as the information. Again, I won't be sharing the details of who this person is because I don't want to put them in danger. But of the black woman who reached out to me, who said, "Hey, this motherfucker, he's doing it to me now." Um, so yeah, so this is my first of my Patrick series. We call him Patty Melt, like I said, because of that stupid fucking crybaby story that he presents. I'm gonna make sure my speaker's on. That he presents about being swatted and how he's the victim. Y'all, please, he ain't the fucking victim, okay? Y'all need to stop believing white men and like worshiping like white men. Like, again, he's targeting black women for a reason, because y'all don't fucking believe us, okay? Because y'all don't fucking believe us. And you know what? Before I play my boy, Marcus is gonna bring us out. Like, what I'm gonna say is this: there's action plans, right? You can get involved, okay? You can report Kiwi Farms to your local FBI, right? But there's other ways to get involved, and what I'm going to do is to tell you this: if you want to get involved, I have action plans. I need you to DM me, so direct message me on Substack or on Threads, and I will send you the action plan. I am keeping my action plans off of my public profile, like off of sharing them, because I do not want him to know who I'm reaching out to. But just so you do know, I have made contact with his publisher, and I did as an actual person and not just a rogue, generic email. And that's the email that I will be sharing with you if you reach out to me. There's also ways to report Kiwi Farms to their hosting provider, as well as reporting their domain. And I have all those action plans for you. I need y'all to get involved, okay? I need y'all to help me take down this fucking racial terrorist, okay? I need y'all to help me get Kiwi Farms shut down for fucking good. And I'm gonna say it. Another way to fucking support me through this is to drop me a tip, okay? Tips go to my activism fund, okay? That activism fund is used for a multitude of things, from safety, right? And also to make sure you protect me from any type of, lawsuits or anything like that. So please make sure that if you can, you do donate. But if you are a victim of Kiwi Farms, if you are a victim, this is going to go over. So just so you know, I'm going to go 5 minutes over my slot. But if you are a victim of Kiwi Farms, if you're a victim of Patrick S Tomlinson, I want you to reach out to me. We are stronger in numbers. I already have victims, just so you know, so you are not alone, okay? And we're going to come back next week, and I'm going to do another segment. I might have to make this into a 3-part series. So this would be part 1, where I really just, broke down the backstory. But just don't fall for this man's shit. Make his life hell, y'all, okay? Let him know what a racist piece of fucking shit he is. Let him know that you don't believe his fucking lies. You understand? Make him uncomfortable, okay? Make him uncomfortable. We're going to report his Airbnb, okay? We're going to report him to his publisher, okay? We're going to do it all, okay? And my action plans are detailed. You won't have to do anything but click, copy, and paste, okay? Let's bring this motherfucker down. Okay, let's protect black women. You always talk about protecting black women. Well, here's your fucking chance to protect black women, because this man has been terrorizing black women for over a fucking decade. Okay, if you care, do something. Okay, and what I mean by that is make him uncomfortable. Okay, make him uncomfortable. Okay, and Patrick, if you're listening, all you need to do to get this to stop, because I ain't stopping, love, is all you need to do is get off the internet. Get off the fucking internet, issue an apology, and then after that apology and you admit to everything, jail time will likely come for you. Accept it and enjoy it. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play a message from my boy and your friend, Marcus. Let me just get it up here. I do want to pull it up so you can see Marcus's face, because he made the video, so you can actually see him. And here hold on.
Yeah, hello. Black Academy. Just want to let you know I'm making this video because I won't be available Saturday because I have to work. Um, if you do hear a little rumbling, it's because I'm heating my car up. It's a little bit chilly here today. Um, just gonna have a quick note. I tried doing a video earlier, but it's too long, and they were gonna trim it, and I didn't want them to take away the important points. So I'm gonna try to make this as short, important as impactful as possible. Okay. Um, Patrick S Tomlinson and Joshua Moon, aka Patty Melt and Moon Pie, are obsessed with Jackie's Academy, Jackie A, and are obsessed with degrading, harassing, and targeting black women. Um, the latter, Joshua Moon Pie, being the owner of Kiwi Farms, that has been alleged to be connected to at least with several suicides from the victims of the trolling. And when it's not called trolling, there's nothing fun about that. They've literally harassed, racially um, stalked, doxed, leaked addresses, made threats, violent threats in nature, anything from rape to murder, threatened families and whatever like that. And unfortunately, with women being bullied on the internet with nothing, with no recourse, because you know we have white men in power who don't want to protect anybody. Um, Unfortunately, chose to end their lives, and we all must be aware that their families suffering still, and it is the job of the civilized society to remove Kiwi farms and those who create it from that society um, through any means, um, especially if it comes to putting them in prison. I encourage victims of the of the anti-white. I mean, well, you could, not there's no things really anti-white anything. Just because racism was created by white people. But there are victims of people. I say anti-woman. I would say anti-black, anti-LGBTQ, anti-Asian, anti-Semitic, meaning Palestinians and Jews, anti-Muslim, anti-Islam, um, and anti-Latino, xenophobic, all that. Any victims of those scenarios from Kiwi Farms and the person I mentioned, Patty Melt, need to come forward. The more people we know who are victimized, the more things could be done to stop them. Um, as far as dealing with these folks, talk to Jackie's Academy, let them know what's going on. She is a leading anti-racism educator. She's also one of the leaders in exposing these individuals for what they are, that is bigots, and they are terrorists, online terrorists, straight up cowards. Um, and Patrick S. Tomlinson actually, or someone affiliated with him, whatever, I don't know. Because what happens is folks like Patrick S. Tomlinson and Kiwi Farms decide to do this little game where they target, then they self-target, um, and they have protection, namely from a group allegedly, the Young Republicans of Florida International University, a Turning Point chapter there, want to do the same thing with black people, women, Jews, and whatever in the signal chat by saying the N word 200 to 400 times. If you don't know what the N word is, it's Nigger and anything affiliated with it. Tar baby, jig, spade, coon, whatever. Listen to the chat. Or go to Jack's Academy and see the documents that they've been released side by side. The one that she got and the one that the Young Republicans chat was screenshotted. Literally the same shit. So we literally have white people who are going to school on. Funny thing is this: they complain about black people being educated because we're DEI, but they allow criminals to be educated, who then become judges, bankers, attorneys, whatever, work with the public who held those sentiments about us being shot into the sun or being decapitated or being butchered or being lynched or being hung or being beheaded or whatever, right? If that doesn't make you pissed, I don't know what is. But anyway, though, since law enforcement don't want to arrest their own folks, they don't arrest the sons of the drinking buddies or whatever, then we have to do what they won't do. Patrick S. Tomlinson, Joshua Moon, understand two things. You cannot be invisible anymore. You will not be invisible anymore. And Joshua Moon, former administrator of 4chan, Joshua Moon, owner of Kiwi Farms, guess what? You're not invisible no more, dude. Took me 3 minutes. Anyway, shit ends. 2026 ain't gonna happen. That cryptocurrency you got to fight your defense? Okay. All right. Jack's Academy and her army are going to test that defense. They're going to test those funds. I don't need to say what I know, what I discovered. It's already in the hands of the people who could do something about it. Just know that we know. So, Patty Melt and Moon Pie, best believe you're going to be like tumbleweeds, man. Rolling away in the dirt on the pasture. Sooner than later. Jackie's on your ass. Have fun with that.
I love my boy. Yeah, so have fun with that because, Patrick, you are officially in the find out phase. You and Moon Pie. I love Moon Pie. I think that's so fucking funny, y'all. But yeah, nah, in all seriousness, I am over time. What Marcus said is really where it's at. We're not going to allow these people to sit in the dock and out there anymore and hide and as they terrorize our community. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen, especially not while I'm here. I will make sure that everybody knows who you really are, Patrick, and I'm going to make sure that I fuck up your entire motherfucking existence. You will never sell another book when I am done. And Kiwi Farm users, please take Patrick. Please take him as a lesson, okay? Use it as a lesson learned. Use it as a lesson learned. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my community. You got it? So, anyways, thank you for tuning in to Jackie Yaps a Lot, y'all. This is my special episode again on Patrick S Tomlinson, also known as Patty Melt, and Kiwi Farms, which is a white supremacist website. If you want to get involved, like I said, please hit me up on my social medias, which will come on at the outro, and I will go ahead and provide you with everything that you need. I will be back next week with more of the Patty Melt saga, yeah, I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all are fucking, I don't even know what I was going to say. I was going to say I hope you all fucking follow me, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're watching the show, you follow me. But yeah. All right. Well, like I said, stay safe. If you see this motherfucker, remember, let's make sure that he has a bad day every motherfucking day. Tell everybody and your grandmother. Tell everybody and their grandmother. Okay? If you know anyone in that has sci-fi books or knows sci-fi, anything, make sure everybody you know knows who this man really, really is. Okay? We are going to make sure that he is as famous as, think of somebody famous, and that too, okay? All right, y'all. Well, I will be back next week, like I said, with the next part of this Patty Melt saga. For, you know what, it's Women's History Month, right? And it's Black Women's History Month, and I don't have facts for you, but what I will say is Black Women's History Month. Protect Black women. Pay Black women. If you want to do something to honor Black women, pay them. Okay? And that means me too, bitches. Give me my money. But yeah, so happy Black Women's History Month. And like I said, in all honesty, protect black women, okay? Protect black women. White men like this have, I mean, seriously, they have no business on the internet. I just keep talking. And I'm like 10 minutes over, so I'm gonna go. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Jackie's Yaps a Lot. Patty Melts. I'll be waiting for the acknowledgement and the apology and the, see you little orange jumper. You're gonna look so cute. You little orange jumper. All right, y'all. I'll see you next week. Much love.